Bitcoin is creating a major death cross right now, and honestly, this is happening while the entire world is in major tensions. Trump is gonna be putting tariffs on all countries this week. Japanese stock market is absolutely crashing. The S&P 500 is also looking like it's gonna create another lower low. So yeah, on today's update video, I'm gonna be exactly discuss what this signal right now means in the market. I'm gonna talk about the major CME gap Bitcoin created over the course of this weekend. I'm gonna talk about the most important reversal signals we're right now getting, and much more important charts that are telling us something about what is about to be playing out next year. So a lot to discuss here. So don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So first of all, I want to be kicking off the video that on the imminent short term, we're creating once again a CME gap. Just like last weekend, we were also creating a CME gap on the top side. Now we're creating one on the lower side. So this is actually a very great thing here, because just like last weekend, eventually like 95% of all the CME gaps, they get filled up here. So it is likely to be expected that during this week here, that we're going to be coming back towards that 84.4k level. And that would ultimately be quite bullish for Bitcoin, because that would send us up for about 2.8% towards the upside. So right now, looking at the imminent short term, Bitcoin is creating, of course, clearly creating a lower high together with a lower low structure. So we're trading in a downward sloping trend here, but we are starting to see somewhat of a reversal signal, since we are creating a bullish divergence here on the imminent short term here. So that is ultimately quite a bullish signal which we're currently getting. But we do know that right now in the world there is quite a lot of chaos, with, of course, the war still going on here. And Trump yesterday said that he is getting pissed off at Putin and that he's getting angry because he doesn't want to be solving the war. And that is, of course, a thing Donald Trump doesn't really like here. Then also yesterday, Elon Musk stated that he is here to end the Federal Reserve. And of course, I'm not quite sure on how he's going to be doing that here, but if that will be happening, it will be ultimately quite bullish for Bitcoin. Then also Meta Planet yesterday issued 2 billion yen in bonds to purchase even more Bitcoin. So while most people are panicking, these big companies like MicroStrategy, Meta Planet, they are still trying to accumulate as much Bitcoin as they possibly can during this correction we are having in the market. Then also we do know this week is going to be absolutely huge here, because on the 2nd of April, we're going to get all the tariffs hitting the market from Donald Trump here. And he is saying that he's going to be announcing tariffs on all countries. So this is going to be probably quite a volatile week here, because this is not the only thing that is going to be happening here, because we're also about to be getting the US unemployment rates here. We're about to get the US inflation rate as well. And we're about to be having another speech of Jerome Powell, I think on the 8th of April. So this week, and of course, especially the beginning of next week as well, is going to be highly volatile for Bitcoin and all assets. And I mean, if I'm right now looking at the US stock market, it looks to be that we're creating another lower low here on this major correction. And actually, ever since the start of 2025, we've just been in a major correction for the entire market. And of course, as the S&P 500 is falling lower, Bitcoin is just likely going to be following that as well here. So while I'm looking right now at Bitcoin, I am seeing quite a very interesting signal flashing right now here, and that is the death cross signal. The death cross signal basically means that two moving averages are going to be crossing each other, and just like it happened in last bear market, whenever this signal was flashed, we actually went in towards the major bear market to all the way down of around 16,000 US dollars. And then whenever we got the golden cross, Bitcoin once again moved all the way up again here. But I do want to be pointing out, this death cross is also wrong sometimes here, because you can see the death cross also flashed over here, sitting around 27,000 US dollars. And then Bitcoin, of course, surged all the way up towards about 70,000 US dollars. And then as well, just moments before we went towards 100,000 US dollars, Bitcoin created also another death cross. And then only moments later, we had another surge towards the upside. So once again, should we take this signal all too seriously? I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of people on Twitter becoming extremely fearful for this signal. So that is why I want to be discussing it. I mean, we have clearly seen from the past that indeed it could generate and kickstart major bear markets, but it is not necessarily always right here, because the last two times this signal flashed, it was actually in the wrong here. So that is of course going to be very interesting. Then at the same time, like I discussed on yesterday's video, we're seeing the global liquidity quite heavily increase right now here. You can see that the global liquidity index with the 10-week lead here is forecasting somewhat of a significant pump towards the upside for the global markets. I mean, the global liquidity is one of the most important indicators out there, because as more money supply is going to be widely available, the higher the prices of all assets eventually are going to be going, right? So important to be watching that here, important to be looking at that. Then yesterday I talked about this major downward sloping resistance line. We exactly got rejected from that level I mentioned. And yeah, now Bitcoin still, if you're looking at the daily time frame, is just trading in a major downtrend right now here. I mean, the top side, every single time once we do retest this level, we're getting rejected. And the question really remains, when can we break above this level? And whenever we do break above this level, is going to be marking that major reversal for Bitcoin. And if I'm talking about a major reversal, Bitcoin is currently still trading in actually that uptrend on the weekly time frame. We're still holding up this legendary support line. And like I mentioned in many videos before, if we however do break this support line, I think we're going to be quite screwed here. And then I do think Bitcoin is going to be probably move much lower from off this point onwards. So very, very interesting for that. And of course, if I remove all drawings, do a deep dive in towards the daily time frame, you can clearly see we're creating a lower high structure. And yes, until we are going to be breaking, of course, this low right here. And really what I'm looking at right now here is just a downward sloping trend here in crypto. For me, I want to be seeing a break above the previous high in order to flip bullish. And if we then going to confirm as well another break below this low right here, I do think we're going to be going in towards a little bit of a deeper correction for Bitcoin. So this is exactly what I'm looking at for right now on Bitcoin. This is just my pure opinion. I mean, currently still, if I'm looking at the funding rates, I'm going to be quickly refreshing the page. I can see that the majority of the funding rates, especially on altcoins, but also on Bitcoin, are still negative. And that means that the majority of the traders are trading short. And ultimately, that shows us signals that we do go higher. At least that is what history always have told us. If I'm looking at the hash rate is going also quite exponential. And usually Bitcoin follows the hash rate. So that is ultimately still a great thing here. So there's still hope here for this market. But for me, I just need to be seeing this downtrend right here getting flipped in an uptrend. And then we could start to see, of course, Bitcoin going back towards new all-time highs here. So I remain to be in my trades on altcoins. I remain to be in my trades on Bitcoin. These trades are grid trading bots here. So no matter the price going up or down here, it's still making profit here. So if the prices go down here, it's basically accumulating along the way down. If the prices go up, it will be selling along the way up here. So that is why I do like these strategies. I mean, I am in a minor loss here on my Bitcoin and Ethereum trade here, my hyperliquid trade. I am going to be adding some more margin to it, but ultimately I do think it's a great zone of accumulation. So I'm still running these trades here. And yeah, as the prices are going to go lower, I will be just accumulating more and more and more. So super excited for that. And guys, and if you want to be trading yourself, if you want to be opening up your own grid trading bots here, or if you want to be copying my Bitcoin or Ethereum strategy, guys, just go to the link description of today's video where you can find the link to Pionex, where you can either exactly copy my trading strategy, or you can sign up an account to Pionex, claim a free $1,000 and of course set up your own trading bots here. Then going further, this is the chart I also discussed on yesterday's video. If we are looking at the history, 2026 should be the year of the bear market, and 2025 should still be the year of the bull market. At least that is what the 4-year cycle is telling us. So yeah, so far it should be meaning that we're still should be buying this dip here, and that this is still a major trap in the market. And I mean, I have many times before seen many of these corrections, and honestly, Ethereum as well, it has not been performing so strongly here. I mean, it is still creating that bullish divergence. It is not confirmed yet here, since we have not confirmed the daily candle close, but we are seeing major developments happening on the side of development on Ethereum, because Visa is also planning to launch a tokenized asset platform on the Ethereum blockchain. So the pilots are going to go live this year here, and honestly, institutions are really looking to be building on Ethereum, and that is just a very great thing, a very great development. I mean, Q1 has been horrible. We're still sitting on this legendary support line here, and honestly, as long as we're going to be holding this legendary support line, I think Ethereum is going to be looking quite okay here, and the risk to reward is definitely going to be there here. So we have broken below this very important low in the market. Honestly, yeah, it is not necessarily looking so strong here if I'm looking at the 12-hour time frame. We're just holding on towards this level. But to be honest, the strength isn't really there. I mean, we could be looking at a bullish divergence, but it just has to get confirmed right here. And yeah, we're just going to be closely looking towards that right now here. I mean, the dollar index continues to dump here. This week is going to be very important with the things Donald Trump is going to be saying. Is he going to be crashing the markets even more here? Because so far the performance in 2025 hasn't been what we have been expecting from Donald Trump here. So yeah, this was it from me in today's other video, guys. If you did learn something from it, subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.